operate in love, we take action.
Because if I can do it, I promise you any of you can do it. There's no question about that. If you want your present to be better, your future has to be bigger. What's happening? What's happening, fellas?
What's happening?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yep.
Greetings.
Hello, hello.
Wally and I would always greetings and salutations. When we used to do 3 calls a week for felt like 10 years in a row. What's good? So, cuz you get all that sand out of all the places?
Yeah, man. It's man, we had a hell of a good time, man. The sand dunes are they're a lot of fun, man. It's a little bit windy, but yeah, we're back, and all that stuff had been stored for, I moved from the country, into town, and we put all my 4-wheelers and all that in storage, and then I moved to Puerto Rico, so I've been here 16 months. So that a lot of that stuff took a little bit to get it going, get it running.
I was wondering how everything worked out.
Well, we're used to working on them. So
yeah, it's part of it, right?
It's kind of part of the fun. You just learn to accept
it. Got it. What's up, everybody, man? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Honey Badger Q&A. Almost want to change it to ask us anything, man. Whatever's on your mind, let it fire. Throw it in the comments. We'll unpack it for you, and really keep you guys rocking and rolling, and not staying up on high center. Don't get stuck. Let's keep moving. Albie, what's good, man? How's everything in the land?
Man, things are they were good for a good, nice, long, sunny, warm weekend, and now it's kind of back to this cooler fall weather. But I mean, we're still optimistic. It's coming. May's coming. Usually that's when the boats start going in the water and everything gets better. But no, that's it, man.
Cannot wait.
Lots of great activity out there right now. We're about a month and a half or so away from opening our new Icon co-work space, our WeWork like type of space. So that's being built out, and everyone's kind of anxious and ready to see what that's going to look like, including me. So excited on that, and that's about it, man. Just warmer weather. Come on.
Most people don't kind of maybe understand that project and kind of what you're doing. Would you mind kind of expanding on it, kind of what the goal and the intent with the Icon space? I just love the concept and kind of the buildings that you guys are utilizing, and just might be helpful for those listening to maybe if they're been thinking about something, maybe some ideas.
I mean, 4.5, 5 years ago, I when the whole WeWork thing was being built out. Well, you remember, I mean, when NAEA moved out of that last space, whenever I would come down to Dallas and work, I think it was a WeWork or something like WeWork. Remember what the name of that co-work space was in Dallas?
Common
desk.
Common desk or something like that. And then you got up into finally, Cuz got into, up into the Star there that had some flex space along with the office structure.
Yeah. So I just, I've always been, extremely interested in that business model. I've always loved it. I thought it was great. So we had an opportunity to partner with a couple other investor groups who purchased a school, a Catholic school, and the rectory that belonged to the church. It was 3 buildings, and the diocese kept the church, but they sold this investment group I partnered with both of the other structures, which are being built out into commercial spaces. We took the second floor, and it's about, I don't know, like 8,000 or 9,000 square feet, something like that. And we're building our own little WeWork, with there's private offices that you can rent monthly. And we already have a couple mortgage companies that are, that are claiming spots and moving in. It's not just for real estate. It's for, it's literally for anyone, any entrepreneur, anyone that's working from home that needs to get out of working from home. And kind of like when Jay rented the space at the Star, just having a place to go work. So that should be done beginning of June. And we're excited because the way I'm positioning this is that any EXP agent can use it. And and we may even go as far as like saying kind of how Glenn did, you know, every EXP agent has, you know, a lower level membership for Regis. We're kind of positioning that very similarly, right? Where it's like a low level membership.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just different tiers of membership depending on how much, you know, you want unlimited coffee, you want, you know, a couple hundred copies per month, whatever it is. There's just different levels that we're putting in there based upon, you know, what they need. And so, yeah, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be a hub for, we hope every real estate agent in town will come in and use it to meet clients and stuff like that. So it's just, we're just trying to build it cooler than any other office out there. And, excited about, you know, attracting some entrepreneurs to the spot.
I love it. I forget. I might've been, chatting with, I was chatting with, Kevin and, Sloan, last week, and the book, The Third Door, came up again. And, you guys have gone through that one, right? You guys have gone through The Third Door.
No,
I can't remember
I haven't.
what the kid's name is. Essentially, the whole concept of the book is, right, you know, life is like a nightclub. You've got the front door, which is where the herd lines up, and most of the time they don't even get in. Then you got the VIP entrance to where you pay your way in, or you have status to be able to get in. And then there's the third door. There's always a way. There's a back way, there's a window, there's a side door. You find a way to get in. And one of the rules that he talks about in that book is that, you know, you try to put yourself in positions to where you can have collisions and proximity to people that you want to get close to. And the example he gave was find high-end hotels to where there's a lot of high-profile people and traffic and coming through there, to where you just go work, right? Just so people, you know, stay in their eye line to where they see you and they see you and they see you. And it's just like when you're trying to get into a relationship or open some doors for you, you have to put yourself in proximity. And that just that concept is just incredible. And, you know, so when I think about the WeWork space, right, it's like, hey, as an agent, you know, just whatever, right? Can I get in there and work? Can I have collisions? Can I, you know, get close? I know I need to build a life team. I need to build support. And you get into those places. Cause what was there? I can't remember the name of it. I was thinking about it while Albie was talking. There's one in it's on Preston Boulevard up in Prosper. That's the one where Coach Cliff had multiple office spaces.
Man, yeah, I remember seeing it right before it was finished, but I never, I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just like what Al was talking about. Super cool, you know, 3 or 4 floors, just all the different membership levels. But I always remember kind of going in there and there were just all these different businesses. And so it's like, get in there and you have this proximity to these people. It's just a good reminder, just a good principle. Like, hey, get your ass out of your office, go get out of the house, go find a place to where you can have collisions with influential people and get in their eyesight, right? Like I think when I heard the story, I thought of the Omni there in Frisco at the Star, like setting up in that lobby and just working and watching, you know, the people that are coming through there. Unbelievable.
Or really, I mean, you know, the people that you meet that are in those, you know, those shared office spaces, a lot of the companies, you know, it gives you an opportunity to meet other business owners and other, you know, like-minded individuals, things of that nature. But funny, when you mentioned that, what it really made me think of was my Uncle Kenny went with us to Little Sahara. He had never been before, but my Uncle Kenny, his wife passed away probably not quite a year ago, right around a year ago. And so, you know, Kenny was pretty, you know, he didn't really do a whole lot of the things with us for whatever reason, family and, you know, all his kids and everything else. But man, Kenny, he always was a blast. I remember it's not exactly the same principle here, but it is to a certain degree. My uncle, when I was right before Braden was born, we were in, he comes down. I was at a Mike Ferry event in Dallas, Texas. He comes down to Dallas and wants to hit, you know, Michael Jordan and the Dream Team was in town playing the Mavericks. And so we were going to try to get tickets. You know, this was back when we didn't have any money. They were scalping them for like $300 or $400. They were expensive. And so we were like, well, hell, that ain't going to work, because it was him and Casey and Cody and me. And so we were just kind of wandering around outside. We saw Troy Aikman comes in. He was way bigger than what I thought he was. And we're standing inside. It's just freezing cold, and there's this hot dog vendor that's backed up to the door. And Kenny shows him a $20 bill, and he kicks the door open, and the four of us take off and run in. And the whole game, where we were sitting there, we'd find two seats, and they find two seats, and then they'd get kicked out of those seats, and they'd move somewhere else, and then they'd wave at us from way over here, and then we'd get kicked out of our seats, we'd be way down there somewhere else, and he's just one of those guys. It reminds me of Brian Moses. That just you're gonna there's a will, there's a way. You can always get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's same way we used to go to all the OU games. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a way to get in. If you're determined, you can meet anybody, or you can get in anywhere. And that's that book is a great book. Yeah.
I tell the story all the time of Frisco and the Kenny Chesney concert at Toyota Stadium, and where they wanted you to go, and you're like, this is ridiculous, right? And it's just a great principle to understand that there is a better way to get into wherever you're trying to get into.
Always a way.
Always.
It's that, that whole I'm gonna do whatever. If everybody else is going one way, I'm gonna try to go another way. That's just and it almost always works out.
Almost always. Yeah. Yeah. I think our belief, obviously, our personal experiences, but you nailed it, right? I think Brian Moses kind of set the bar for finding a way in. What's up, everybody, man? If you guys have any questions, comments, throw it into the chat, and we'll dive in and unpack it. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Chip? Can I contact 10 agents a day rather than spending 2 hours a week? Why should I stay with a few contacts a week if I can reach more?
Hell yeah. You absolutely can. I think that possibly referring to kind of what the minimum, kind of what we would say if you're going to at least start with at least spending a couple hours a week. Yeah, you should spend more time on it if you can. Absolutely.
Yeah. Coach, Bert talks about that too, right? He's like, hey, I believe, the 2 hours a day prospecting, like 2 hours focus, like don't set an appointment and then, pull a high ISA and go dance around the office and tell everybody you just set an appointment. Like stay on it more. And then he's like, if you've got it rolling, why stop? Keep it going. So it's just always a great reminder. Any advice for putting on our first event? Coach Burt and Krim are coming to Yuba City for us, along with a couple of panels of local agents.
Like, you got a good start.
Let's give some of the core principles around successful event. And I know, Albie, you and I did a great Expert Mentors on this very, very topic. So, yeah, I would love for you guys to give some do's and don'ts from our lessons learned over the years with events.
I'd stick to leading it to a happy hour, not a lunch. I would charge a little bit of money, whether it's $19 or $27 or something like that. I would charge a small amount, get some skin in the game. What else?
I would get with some vendors that give some tickets to vendors to give away to their best clients. So title companies, mortgage companies, other businesses that might do business with real estate agents.
That's a great way to look at it too, right? You don't hammer your vendors, you hammer them to get butts in seats instead of them to just contribute money and come talk up there, right? Part of bigger obligation for them is to get 10, 15 people into the room for you.
Yeah. I think it also matters what the goal is, but if the goal was to invite, local agents in the area and add value to them in hopes of recruiting them and attracting them, then I would have some kind of a call to action, whether that be, fill out the survey that you have on the rapid funnel, or something to push them to, at the end. Don't just leave it open-ended. It could be a giveaway, here, opt into this and get this for free or whatever. But that's what I would do. I think the best thing is to use the survey that's in rapid funnel, especially if you have a group that mostly is comprised of real estate agents. That's what the survey is there for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, Al. Kind of unpack a little bit about that tool. And no matter what, the event, you always got to be pushing them somewhere, right? If you're bringing in Coach Burt and Krim, those boys both are selling, and so they're going to be pushing your people. So if you know that they're going to be coming in and pushing them, then you better be pushing them to something sooner. I don't know. That's where my gut just went. I was like, I need to maybe hit them with something before they empty their pocketbooks with Coach Bird and Krim. But where can I push them to next, right? Where can I get them into? Can I get them into a value add, a consistent, kind of what Tina Call's doing? What is she, about 40 weeks in a row now? She's made that commitment to where they start on time, end on time, an hour every week, just totally focused on production, training, helping agents kind of where they're stuck. And then she just, invites them to the next one next week, invites them to next week. And so that might be an option, but you've got to do the survey. And so the survey is already there in Rapid Funnel. You guys, I would love for you to kind of talk a little bit about that tool for those that might not be aware of what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the Rapid Funnel tool is what we just released. There's another question here on agent attraction and scripts. You can go to agentattractiontraining.com. Also inside the tool, Rapid Funnel, the training is also in there. Yeah, man, we've been having a lot of success with this new tool, Rapid Funnel. We got a lot of cool things that it can do that we're learning. Actually, we got a call a little bit later today, where we're getting deep in the weeds on the back end of what other things that we can use it for, and how we can help you guys with recruiting. But that's, yeah, if you haven't downloaded it, let me I'll put it here, the link in here for you to download the app. This is exclusively for you honey badgers. So if you're not using this, you definitely are missing out.
Yep. And speaking of that, just to kind of go through, we have a contest. We had a deeper session last week with a gentleman with the Rapid Funnel team. It blew me away, actually. I took a bunch of notes, and one of the things that, and I want to, kind of go through it right now, is first of all, click on the link that Jay's going to post to get to the Rapid, or you can just go to the App Store, search Rapid Funnel, and it's a green app. Download it for free, and then the code word is Honey Badger to get to our version that has all of our stuff, which we're going to be continuously adding more stuff in this week, and every week we're going to be adding more assets into it. What I found is that this thing does way more than I thought it did. I got so excited about it. I messaged you and Mike. I'm like, you guys got to be on this next one, this new guy. But I mean, he opened my eyes up to so many more things. What's nice is when we rolled it out, it's just nice and easy. We did a nice slow rollout. This thing, there's people, canceling their ClickFunnels accounts and just using this. That's how much it does and goes deeper into it. So definitely go get the app. If you do the paid version, it's super cheap. It's like $14 or something a month. And if you don't, you can actually keep the app, but you just won't have most of the content, which makes no sense. But at least you do have the app with some of the trainings and stuff like that in there. So,
because you may have to jump in the Honey Badger group on Facebook itself and post it to get it to post. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are serious about wanting to attract and connect with agents, you gotta have the tool. I mean, it's like, geez, $14.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And so a couple of the people that are really, really getting great traction with this. I'm just going to mention a few names right now. Gina Hansen, she's leading the pack with 85 points. Then Megan Farrell, she's right there with second, 51 points. And then, going right down the line, Kevin Flaherty, who's on here right now. Great job, Kevin. Mary Murphy, Eric Eaton, Kevin Kravek. Sorry. Mina Bezos, Andy Dillon, Jarrett Gent, and Daniel Kohlfelter. Those are the top 10 people that are really using this thing on a regular basis, getting it out there, getting some good interactions, and we're hearing some really good feedback from people.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Rapidfunnel.com.
Yeah, Rob, the trainings on agent attraction are all built right into it. You can watch it on your phone or your laptop. So I would say that would help you, because he asked if there was like a new agent boot camp for building revenue share. It's in the app.
It's in the app. Go through it. What would you guys say again to, like, hey, getting started, you'll mess it up this way. We've heard it over and over. We joke about it, right? First rule of Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club. First rule of EXP, you don't talk about EXP. So what are some, and I know it's in the training, but I think just because it's coming up here might be good for you, you guys to emphasize, hey guys, it's a mindset thing. This is where you need to stay first, and don't do this, right? We've seen too many agents mess it up this way. What would be some of the, hey, pay attention to this in the beginning?
I mean, yeah, the over and over and over again biggest challenge that that most people face is you start talking about EXP, and you get excited and just start talking about EXP. It's the hardest thing not to do, probably, but it's always the wrong thing, because you got to understand, people are they're not looking to change brokerages. Most of 99.9% of people you talk to are not looking to change brokerages. They're looking to go from A to B. So A to whatever their B is where you approach them. That's where you meet them with where they're at, what's their goals, what are they trying to get to, and then the solution is not EXP. The solution is watch a video, and it's an educate and inform process. And everybody I know that's came to EXP has watched the video and probably watched 10 videos after they watched the first one. So there's a lot more to to the opportunity than just EXP and what they bring to the table. It's about partnership. It's about how we're going to help them go from A to B together. And so I think that's always been the biggest challenge is talking too much about EXP, trying to explain the business model. People think they know what it is, they don't. But that would be the first thing I would say for sure not to do.
And I'd say, recommended reading right out of the gate is going to be Building an Empire with Carruthers, right? Go through the training and read Brian Carruthers' Building an Empire. Right there. That's right, the book.
That Bible.
That is it.
Everything.
And then I would also get his other book, The Freedom Manifesto. I know, cuz you got that one too. That Freedom Manifesto book might be your best giveaway book, Untrapped Freedom Manifesto. That might be the best giveaway book that you could pre-order and stack up. And as you're talking to people, hand it to them. Because if they will read it, it will shake them at their core. And you have to understand that there is a real exit strategy in an industry that doesn't have one with the EXP model. We've all been trying to figure out a way of how we're going to build, how we're going to exit. And before this model, there was, what were you going to do? And I mean, cousin, I can tell you, sit here right here and tell you, we sold our brokerage, top 10 in the world brokerage. You would laugh at if you found out what we sold it for.
Yeah.
And so like there has never been a real exit strategy until now. And so if you go through the Untrapped Freedom Manifesto, it'll shake you at your core, but it'll shake the people at their core, because at some point in our lives, we all want to not be dancing, meaning trading our time for dollars. We want revenue streams coming in to where we have freedom. And that's the goal, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
it.
more productivity. It ain't more houses. It's freedom. And are you doing something that's moving you closer to freedom?
And I was talking to Brian Moses. He texted me and asked me for some advice on something that was being presented to him, and so I just picked up the phone and called him. And he's got a couple hundred people, almost, I think, a little over or just under 200, something like that. And it's 20,000 a month, in rev share, this last paycheck. And he was just talking about how good that feels. He's been a very successful person all his life, one of the top sales guys ever. Did a lot of work with Greg Proctor, worked for us, and within a couple years' time, he's created a passive income that, number one, is doubling probably about every year, about every 12 months. It's at a pace of doubling, which is what happens when you get to 200. It starts to grow. It starts to take on a life of its own. And so, I can't tell you, I can't say it enough. There's nothing I've ever seen in my life that gives you the opportunity to have complete and utter time freedom. And this is not something to take lightly. I think you have to take the bull by the horns and get after it. This opportunity won't be here forever. The company will, but the opportunity won't look the same 4 years from now. So yeah, it's an amazing opportunity. Don't take it lightly. Take it very seriously.
Sign up for the funnel. I would say go through the training. Go through all the training that's in there. Get familiar with it and just start using it. Get in there. The other thing I would say reading, training, going through that stuff. I would definitely say you get to play the new card for a little while. And, you could get to, hey, tell me what I'm missing. Did I make a mistake? Right? You can get people introduced to watch the video, but then the best part is if it starts into a conversation, I don't know. But if I could get you on a call with somebody that can answer those questions, would you jump on? If I could get you on a call with one of the top income earners in this company that is, partially responsible for the exponential growth over the last 3 or 4 years, would you get on a call? And that was the early metric, and probably is still the metric. All right. I remember I just pulled up Cuz's calendar, and I could tell who's about to explode. It's whoever had the most 3-way calls scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
Having those calls.
Does this replace CRM Grow? Yes, Rob, it does.
Yep. And again, to kind of point out what, if you haven't gone and watched the videos, the first thing you should do when you get it is watch the videos. You got me? Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. Got my little power outage here. What was I saying? The videos that we created for this are not the same as what you have in CRM Grow. They don't exist anywhere else, and they're the newest ones that we just did. So they're about partnership. This is a different angle on agent interaction. It's not this traditional EXP explained. It's much more than that. So watch the videos so you get an understanding of there's testimonials built into it. It's about the group, and it's about the additional added value things that we provide. All of that stuff is it's the reason people join. They're joining, people join people. And so they got to believe and they got to see what it is they're going to get tangibly and of value. And so that's the way, these videos are designed to get them over the hump. So if somebody had a question here, is it possible to make our own surveys inside Rapid Funnel? What I would love anything. Yeah. If you have something, we can build anything in there. I don't think we have the ability to give access to the back end to everybody to create your own stuff. There's potentially the potential for that in the future. But yeah, if you have ideas like that, share them with us and we'll put them in there for everybody. Anything, whether it's, follow-up sequences, whatever it is, we can modify and add and do whatever you guys like. So tell us what you want or share it with us and we'll get it built in there.
Yeah. Message any of us. You can message Holly, HOLLIE. Just, I mean, get the feedback. You're using it. Give us feedback, because it's all we're trying to do is iterate and make it better all the time.
So speaking of that, we added last week, or maybe it was over the weekend. We added to the invite section, instead of just one presentation video, we put in there about teams and brokerages. We had a lot of people asking where the video that we shot, which was basically EXP explained for teams, large teams, and independent brokerages. So it speaks directly to that avatar, if you will, of a real estate agent broker. It's a team leader or a broker. That's in the invite that was added. Also, what was added was the death of the real estate team, or the death of the real estate brokerage with Jay Kinder, Albie Stasek, John Kitchens. That's a new one that's in there. There's one other one, the 8 stages of real estate. So that's like a PDF giveaway. You can literally give that away as just like a deposit, to somebody that might be new, or maybe they're not new. Maybe they're doing like between 15 and 20 transactions and they're trying to break through that next level. It's just it's a great document, not just to give away, but to actually look and help people figure out what stage they're in, so that they could have some clarity around where they're stuck, which then now we identified the rock in their shoe, and we could have a conversation about how that partnering with us can help them get to those next stages and get through the stages.
Yeah. What I love about that too, Al, is that, a lot of agents, they're just head down in the grind, just kind of that circular fashion every day. And, they don't know what it is, right? They're not quite problem aware just yet. And that document helps them become problem aware. Once they're problem aware, now we go into solution mode, right? They're not looking for a solution if they don't know they have a problem.
Right.
And so that document helps them find a problem and helps you uncover it. Because just think about it, right? Hey, how's business? Sucks. Or, hey, it's great, right? But they don't know what the next problem is that, they're doing more deals. They don't realize they're just in reactive mode. And so what I really, really love about that document is that it helps them become problem aware, because now you can help them move, like what Cuz was saying. Now they know where they're at, and then where do they want to go? And now we can say, is this your problem? Does that, and they're like, yeah, that's my problem. Okay, great. So let's find some solutions. And now you can go into being that guide in their story to help them get where they want to go. And it's just a fascinating document to be able to create that problem awareness.
Yep. It's also what we use when we're building out any kind of a new offer or sales funnel, because the first step is to find, who's the profile that you're going after right now? Who is the ideal client profile, and what are their biggest problems? What keeps them up at night? That's like the cheat sheet, depending on where they're at, and it really is to do that. And I think that a lot of people on this call too, we get asked every week, like, where do we start? It's always starting with solving a problem. You're like, okay, well, what problems do I have to solve? Well, if you look on that and you study that 8 stages, that gives you the problems that you can help them bring. You said it earlier, John. It brings their problems to an awareness stage that they don't think that they have or know that they have. So it's a super powerful document. I love it.
Because, I would love for you to touch on this a little bit too, is like, be careful what problems you want to solve, right? What are you uniquely qualified to solve? What problems can you solve? And so that document lets you help kind of identify. And what I always say is like, man, I want to get new agents. I'm like, do you know new agent problems? Are you sure? Are you built to solve those problems? And knowing exactly what those problems are going to be. So that really helps.
Yep.
Ricky was asking, where are the videos located? Jumped on late. Inside of the Rapid Funnel tool.
There's a link up above in the comments. You'll see a link to download that.
Yeah, rapidfunnel.com /getting started /honey badger. Creating your own campaigns inside of Rapid Funnel. Is that an option yet?
If there's something that you guys want, like I said, just share it with us, and we can make changes or modify as based upon what your feedback is.
And then
the really cool thing that we're about to be able to do is we've been not quite 60 days with the users that we have. So all of these things that are being shared, if there's something that's in the funnel that's broken, that we're not getting good results, or they're not getting through a particular part of it, we're going to be able to see that. We're going to see what's working, what's not working. So we'll be able to go in and fix things, specifically based on the results that are happening from people that are clicking or not clicking, watching or not watching videos, all that kind of stuff. So we have that insight. We can certainly can share that as we collect that data. The call that we have today is to kind of dive into the back end and really look at all of that, and so that we know how to go in and look at the data and make determinations on recommendations. They're going to give us recommendations on what things we should do. But yeah, if you guys have ideas, we're more than open to modifying and adding things, whatever we can do to make it add more value for you guys. That's the whole goal, is for it to work, right? Like that your goal is the same as our goal. We just want it to work for you.
I will say this too. The thing, this app is not really built or meant for you to, let's say, upload 400 of your contacts all up into there and just start firing things off at people. What's going to end up happening if you do that is you're going to have a low opt-in rate, and people aren't going to be clicking on the links, and your percentage, if that ends up happening, they call it rapid funnel jail. You'll end up getting thrown in rapid funnel jail because you'll have a low opt-in rate. They don't want to, they don't, what they don't want is it turning into a spam tool for just spam. It's really for more meaningful one-on-one, type of usage stuff. So keep that in mind. We saw a couple people, and it's normal from what we're learning from the team, is that someone who's, they're ambitious, whatever, they'll go and upload 400 people into it, and then they're not getting any opt-ins. They're not getting any really any traction around it because they're using it incorrectly or wrong. So definitely go through the trainings, download the app, go through the trainings, learn it, and I believe you'll a lot of your questions will get answered that way.
Yep. One of the questions is, does this replace the Brent Gove EXP Explain video? Yes, it does. It's a completely different slant on EXP. Again, it's more about, so here's and Brent does. We love Brent. Brent's a longtime friend of ours, and part of our revenue share group, our upline. The difference is that video only is EXP Explain. If you're talking to a team or an independent, the problems are completely different for a team or an independent than it is for an agent, and the reasons why they would join. And so the videos that we do are more geared to the specific problems that we help them solve as part of Honey Badger Nation, the things that we give a value, the calls that we do, like this one. None of that stuff is in Brent's presentation about what things they get when they partner with us. And one of the challenges you're going to run into, and you're going to run into it one way or the other, you'll run into it by not knowing and losing a recruit to somebody else that was in a different group that had a better value proposition, or you'll lose them one way or another. You'll find out about it, and you'll be like, "Damn, why'd they go with this other group?" Well, they're sharing a value proposition that adds more value, and that person decided to join with that group. And so there's going to be a lot more of that. There didn't used to be much of that. We were kind of the only, I don't know I don't even know what anybody else who has a video other than Brent's video, right? And so these other groups are getting smart about how they're attracting folks. Several people in our own group here have a lot of additional value and training, whether it's YouTube training or it's whatever it is that they're good at, and they're using that as a way to attract agents. We're using the whole enchilada, everything you get with Honey Badger Nation, all the calls, all the additional trainings, all the NAEA certifications, all of that stuff is built into our presentation, and it gives you a much bigger value proposition than just the Brent Go video. So that's kind of the reason why we've customized all of this, is to give you more teeth in your offer for why someone should partner with you.
Yeah, 100%. And, it's the whole, value unarticulated is value unappreciated. Mr. Brett Jennings. And so it's really understanding what it is, the whole, like you just said, cuz the whole enchilada. Kyle Whistle had me and Holly on yesterday with the Fast Forward Movement group, over 500 people on that call. And, he was like, we've done a bad job at explaining to the tools that you get. And he's like, y'all fools if you ain't taking advantage in going through the CHSA, CHBA certification. I mean, that's out of Kyle Whistle's mouth, saying if you are not taking advantage of it, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage in today's market. So that was a cool endorsement from Kyle of how powerful those systems and processes are. And a lot of the agents, I think they're seeking, they want it. They just don't know that it's there. So making sure that you're watching the video, knowing what you have, diving deep, exploring what you have, and then getting people to see it is really key. So that was just a great reminder. And it's the whole thing too, right? We need to be reminded more than we need to be told. We only listen and for what we need right now. But that is one of the best tools. And what I would say, especially in today's market, CHSA is the most powerful tool that you can have in your arsenal, because of most agents are typically buyer heavy and they're just making friends and they don't know how to articulate their value going into somebody that doesn't know them, but CHSA will give them, those capabilities. And so if you guys aren't going through it, you're missing out. So jump in. It could help your business exponentially.
100%. Yeah. And so Kevin asked a good question. Is 25% low? I can't remember the number. Was that the number they gave us? Is 25% is kind of the baseline? You remember, Al?
I think that's I think it's a low number. And I think the reason why, like if you were emailing a giant list, that's probably a good number, I guess.
A really good number.
But with this is not that. We're not emailing a list. So it's more one-on-one. So when you have more one-on-ones, your opt-ins, I think, should be over 50% is what he said on our last call.
I think there's over 75% or more is what it should be. And if not, you should go back to those people that didn't opt in and say, hey man, I sent you this link. Did you get a chance to take a look at it? Or, hey, go check it out. I just sent you this link. Just making sure that you're having conversations with people, because that's really what this is about. Is you're not going to move someone, by sending out 10 of these all at one time and not having, meaningful conversations. And so, if they're not clicking on the link, you can see that in the tool. You should follow up with those people and say, hey man, I just sent that over to you. When do you think you would be able to take a look at that? That's, stay on them and go back and try to, get them through. And so that'll keep your opt-in rate up. And if I think, what did he say? 20%, if it dropped below 20%, then they put you into rapid funnel jail. Basically, you have to call them and they'll
right.
They're going to tell you the same thing we just told you if they put you into rapid funnel jail, which is just make sure this is a relationship sport, right? And you're not just blasting these out. Follow up with folks that haven't clicked on the link and get them to push people through it.
Yeah. Yeah. So powerful. I'm glad you said that. And, guys, if you're wondering kind of like, oh, how do I do it? What do I say? It's all in the training.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Like, this does the heavy lifting for you, right? Like, trying to explain everything, even for us right now, it's difficult for us to tell you all the value and everything that you get. And there's so much, but if you get them interested, which is what these videos are designed to do, and they start consuming, you're gonna get them to 85%, and then you can either close them or let us jump on a call and help you answer their questions and get them over. And so if you want to get good at any one thing, get good at people, to get them excited enough to click on the link and watch a video. If you do that, you will become a great recruiter. That is hands down the one skill that you need to have, is to learn how to invite, get someone excited enough to take a look and watch the video.
You said that, and that was Vincent Koo's number one thing, that if you want to be successful, you got to be a world-class at inviting. Invite them to watch a video, invite them to watch an event, invite them to get on a 3-way call, which is just, if you can develop, like you said, get them excited, and then just be world-class at inviting. And that solves a whole lot of the, complexity that most real estate agents and most entrepreneurs try to put into things. They want to overcomplicate things. Let's keep it simple.
Yep. And again, the reason why is that's duplicatable. And if you're doing something different and you're not, you're not sure what the results are, because you're not usually, unless you're, some of these other tools have the tracking capability if somebody watches the video or not. But like, this is what your team should be using, right? Like, this is what you should be using. That's it. When I get on a three-way call with someone who didn't go through the process, it's a lot more difficult for them to understand, hey, I could do this too. When they have, and they said, well, all you did was send me this video. Now I'm interested. I'm coming over. Yeah. Recruiting is really easy if you do it this way. It's duplicatable. Anybody can do it. And so, that's going to be how you get growth. You're going to get growth in your group when everyone is following the process and you're teaching them the process and they're using the process. And the best leaders are going to be the ones doing, following the process. You're not going to create leaders to do the same thing and teach their people to do the same thing, which is what happens once you start to get some traction. When you get to, a couple hundred people, you should have 3 or 4 people that are consistently inviting, using the tool, and they're teaching their people the same thing, right? That's how you get, the tremendous doubling and doubling and doubling of your group size.
That's it. You got to give them, and because, you guys can talk on your numbers. Your front line, your second line is probably going to be about double. Your third line is probably going to be about double. And as it goes, you just got to give them the tools to be able to duplicate. Don't play hero, right? As one of our many sayings is that, hero doesn't scale. And so you've got to have proven systems and processes that allow you to scale and grow your organization, and instead of just trying to grow your team. Cool. Fellas, I look forward to this time every week. Tuesdays at 11 Central. And so I know we're gonna bring back again next week. I know for the next few weeks, this time we're gonna be talking about bringing on a few agents that have had success with the tool, how they're utilizing it at the highest of levels. And I know, Al, you had mentioned some of the top point earners right now, and we're gonna bring them in. We're gonna let them tell their stories, how they're having real world success, give you guys some really good examples. Instead of just hearing it from us, you get to hear it from people that are out there in the trenches every day, utilizing the tool and having success with it. So make sure you lock it in on the calendar, 11 o'clock Central every Tuesday. And look forward to seeing you guys again next week.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, John.
Appreciate you. See you guys.
Yes.
See you, everybody.